y'all, it's Nancy, the Handy Scandy. Welcome back for another crafty venture. Today is all about the new release for Technique Junkies for their February 2021, and I am using that beautiful Toile stamp down in the center bottom, and here's a close-up of it. It's called Poppy Arrangement. Isn't it stunning? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, yeah. So Toile, T-O-I-L-E, look it up. It's typically like a French pastoral repeating pattern on fabric, and this style is very much in the Toile style with that rich detail, and it's just essentially like a portion of the picture. So anyway, check it out. I know I'm not making any sense. My design brain isn't wanting to work. But anyway, so here I go. I'm stamping it up. I am using these beautiful dye inks from Altenew. They were gifted to me. It's a set of 4 called Warm and Cozy, and they're shades of orange and orangey red. And so I stamped it up initially in the lightest color, which was called Sunkissed. And here I got confused. This shows my inexperience with these particular inks, because here I'm using the one called Fired Brick, because I wanted that to be the highlight, the center of my chrysanthemum there. And that is the darkest color. So instead of gradiating from light to dark, now I have that darkest color. And of course, once you put the dark down, you can't lift it up, really. So yeah, so I'm clueless though still at this point. I've added some of the Autumn Blaze, which is the 3rd darkest color, and then the lightest, or the 2nd darkest is called Orange Cream, but that's what I'm using last. So anyway, this one is not quite the way I had intended. Well, there's my cat again. He wants to make a presence every time he hears me talk. Sorry about that. I couldn't get my centers exactly the way I wanted them because, of course, I used that darkest color to begin with. So I came in with a watercolor marker, and I just hit the center of those flowers just to give them a little more depth in the middle. So it is what it is. Is it the best? No. But is it okay? Yeah, I think it's still very pretty. And that's because the stamp did all the work, because the stamp is gorgeous. So this particular technique is so super easy. And I actually did it at Christmas with one of the Technique Junkies pine background stamps. And essentially all you're doing is you're coloring directly on the stamp itself. So you see me coming in with the different shades of orange again. I'm going in the right color order this time. So I started out with the Sunkissed and then the Orange Cream. And you could do this with mini ink pads. You can do it with the full-size ink pads as I'm doing here. You could use watercolor paints. You could use, oh my gosh, whatever you want. Anything that's really a watercolor. So like a watercolor marker, like I did with my Altenew brush, or not my Altenew, my Arteza brush pens. And you color directly where you want that color, as though you were coloring on your page. And it's a really cool technique, and it's just stamp after stamp after stamp, and it gets more and more detail, more and more character, more and more depth, and I think it's beautiful. And look at that. Do you see that one, how pretty that is when I went in the right color order, and then I added the depth to the center of the flowers with that marker, that watercolor marker. And it's so easy. And I'll try to do this again. I know this particular technique was asked for a while ago, and I don't know that this is the best example of it because I went so fast and I messed up the first one. But hey, this is real life, right? And I'm not going to trash it just because I didn't go in the right color order, because again, the stamp is gorgeous. So, and once I get the whole project put together, you don't know. You just don't. So I have brought in my card base, I scored it, and then I pressed the seam down with my bone folder, and I decided that the white on white was a little too harsh for me. So I brought in the brown layers, I trimmed them down with my guillotine trimmer from Tim Holtz and Tonic, and now I'm just using that tape runner to glue everything down. And I'm really, really happy with it as it's coming along. But I felt like that white was just a little too harsh there. So I come in with this this beautiful stencil. It's called Bold Ornament. It's from a Colorful Life Designs, and it's part of their February release. And I thought that it was going to be in the Technique Junkie stores, and it is not there yet. So I know Colorful Life Designs and Technique Junkies are close buddies, and my guess is that it will be there sooner than later, but in the meantime I have it linked and listed down below to a Colorful Life Design, so I do apologize. Trying to keep everything from one company, and yeah, this just wasn't there. I should have checked the Technique Junkies website first. So that's my bad, and I do apologize, but you can still get it over at ACLD, and make sure you use the discount codes for both stores. I don't want you paying full price if you don't have to. So there it is. I stenciled it up, and I went around the edges with the ink blending with that warm buff. I think I used warm buff, or did I use dough? I used dough. That's the name of the Pink Fresh Studio ink that I used there to do that stenciling. And then, you know, I had to have some shimmer, so I brought out the Shimmer and Bliss, but I was having a hard time deciding between iridescent or dazzle. Well, which one did I want? And once they're sprayed, they're both just gorgeous. I mean, they're just gorgeous, so it didn't really matter. I believe I used iridescent in this case, and I sprayed it on, I let it dry, and then I mounted the whole panel up on a very, very thin sheet of fun foam, just to give it just a little bit of lift and definition from the rest of the card. And then I am using my dies from Cat Scrappiness. They are called Stitch Scalloped or something like that, Fancy Scallop. I have it listed down below. My apologies. But they're listed down below. And you know, when I was doing the sentiment, I went back and forth. What do I want to cover up? Do I just want it right in the middle? But I really wanted it to go the length of the card. So what I end up doing is offsetting it to the left just a little bit, but with the word being on the right, it balances it all out visually. And you can see kind of there's a little bit of sparkle going on the flower bouquets. Off screen, I added some glitter to the bouquets in certain spots. I just used my Quickie glue pen, and then it was a clear iridescent glitter that coordinated with the Shimmering Bliss. And then now I'm adding these cute little faceted gems that again are clear and glittery with a silvery background, so they all kind of jive together. So I've got that clear shimmery glittery essence in 3 different spots, in the Shimmering Bliss, in the glitter, and now in the little gems there. And that finishes it off. I didn't add any splatter, I didn't add any ribbon, I didn't do anything to the inside, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And again, the stamps and the stencils, they did the work. You know, I put it together, but they did the work. That stamp is incredible. And I love Toile. I don't know how y'all feel about Toile. Again, do a little Google search if you're not familiar with it. I think you'll get it once you see it. And it's always pretty, no matter how it's used. It's always pretty. It's a classic. So again, here's my card. Let me know what you think. Drop me a line downstairs. Let me know again what you might like to see in the future, and please, please, please go check out the Technique Junkies new release. I have it listed down below. The whole release, link to this specific stamp, as well as the Gotta Have It All bundles. And if y'all are into Alice in Wonderland, you really want to go check it out. Thanks guys, Nancy the Handy Scandy. We'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.